We have this for you. The US and British governments have issued a joint warning saying Russia is behind a series of cyber attacks on government and private networks, and there's more to come. Joining us now is Bill Karpovich, Sonatype President. That is a software development company. Bill, welcome to the program. This sounds like a serious threat if the two governments are getting together and saying, hey, it's the Russians who are doing it. But what troubles me is there's more to come. Tell me about it.
That's right, Stuart. Great to be here. There's a constant flood of threats every day, and more, as you're seeing, they're being sponsored by other states. And more you see that we, as a government, in collaboration with our allies, really need to take action. And what disturbs us and concerns us is, from where we sit, what we see is the breach that brought down Equifax last year is still widely deployed.
Okay,
80% of the companies.
Hold on a sec. There's two things here.
Sure.
There's two things here. The British and American governments are getting together and saying, hey, you Russians, you're trying to attack us. Either knock it off or we know you're going to do it again. There is a separate issue here. Your research, you found that, 57 of the Fortune 100 companies have downloaded the same software as run by Equifax. So you're saying that another huge hack is imminent? Is that what you're saying?
We're saying that risk exists, right? There are what are called known vulnerabilities, and what we're seeing is people are acting very slowly to fix these. In spite of there being so much publicity and so much awareness, particularly of the breach that brought down Equifax, is you're still seeing 80% of organizations who've downloaded and used that same software are still using it. And there are ways to fix it. 20% have fixed it, but yet 80% have not, right? And other vulnerabilities, of which there are hundreds, you see even a slower addressing of that problem. And therefore, of course, the risk still exists, and it's big companies, right? It's eight of the top automobile companies.
Well, can you tell us who they, top automobile companies? Are you saying General Motors, Ford? Is that who you're talking about?
No, we can, yeah. Well, we can speak about industries. We can't obviously highlight the individual companies, but it's 8 of the top automobile companies. It's 15 of the top financial services and insurance companies.
Wow.
Right? It's 7 of the top technology companies, right? You think about that Fortune 100 just as a sample. Now, there's between 10 and 20,000 organizations that we know are using that component that was at risk for Equifax, but that includes these very large companies and there's very small companies. And
let me get this right.
Everything from
these 57 companies that you're talking about, they're using the same software as was used by Equifax, and which let the hackers into Equifax, and they stole 145 million people's personal information. You're saying that those 57 companies, and a whole lot more, have that same software, and they've not yet changed it. How much does it cost to change it?
Well, I think that's part of the problem here and why this has been such a festering issue. The reality is that 80% of breaches occur through the software level and through vulnerabilities and problems with software, yet only 6% of the cyber budget in enterprises goes to managing software security. And so what's happening is we're focused in other places, and trust me, it's a complicated, big problem, but we're not focused on this, and this is not a very expensive problem to solve, right?
Okay.
And of course, we're in the business and others are in the business to help solve this problem.
So another big hack is imminent. Bill, I have to leave it at that, but thanks very much for being with us with important research. We appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.